Carol, I'm so pleased that you agreed to come and talk with us today and share with us your experiences with Hope's Wings and why you had. You came here in 2019. Um, you were with us for a while and we loved having you here, but would you mind sharing some of the circumstances that brought you to us and maybe the things that you were able to accomplish while you were here?
Well, I was in a relationship in Minneapolis, an abusive relationship. And when I finally got the opportunity to leave, get away from him, I went to a shelter in Minnesota. And his family actually was affiliated with that particular shelter. So they moved me to a shelter in northern Minnesota on an Indian reservation.
How long were you in that relationship?
3 years, 6 months, and 7 days. Yeah.
Yeah, for a good long period of time.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the shelter in Minnesota, I told them I wanted to come home to Kentucky to be closer to my brother. And they helped me find a shelter, and they contacted Greenhouse in Lexington. And Greenhouse is the one that told us about you.
Okay. Now, you were with him for a few years, and domestic violence looks different in every relationship. And I don't want you to go into great detail about what you suffered, but was the abuse that you suffered from him physical, emotional, verbal?
It was all of those, more verbal than emotional and physical. He was physical, but he was mentally abusive, brutally mentally abusive. Yeah.
Okay. When you came here to Hope Swings, what did you expect?
Well, I didn't really know. I had been at the shelter in Minnesota for a couple weeks, and so I didn't really know what to expect here. I thought, well, I'll go there and I'll find a job, find an apartment, and move on. But it was so much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, April helped me deal with um, the emotions of what I had been through, helped me learn to talk about it, really find myself again.
Good.
Because I had lost that in that relationship. I didn't know who I was.
Mm-hmm. Were there any significant moments while you were staying here that stand out to you? Anything that you can think back on and smile about, whether it be your relationships that you built with some people here, or whether it be staff or other residents?
Well, I made a couple friends here that I still stay in touch with. And one of the things that prior to that relationship, I wrote poetry and wrote songs.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came here, I wrote a song about the relationship. So that was a big moment for me, being able to put it on paper.
Good, good. Can you tell us, like, when you were ready to leave the shelter, what kind of support was Hope Swings able to give you whenever?
Oh my gosh. I basically had everything I needed to set up house. I didn't have to buy hardly anything. Um, you guys helped me with my deposit and my rent. Crystal stayed in touch for monthly after that for a long time.
Mm-hmm. You'll always be our family.
Thank you. You'll always be my family.
Yeah.
I get emotional thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, is there anything that you want to add? If there are people watching this video, because that's our goal, we want people to see this video and know the impact that Hope Swings has made on you, on the community, for other people that come here. Is there anything that you would want anybody who's watching this to know?
Well, one of the things here is you guys helped me, like I said, re-identify who I actually was, because I had lost that. I had a hard time communicating when I came here. Actually sitting down, I couldn't have had this conversation with you when I first came here.
Mm-hmm. You know, your life changed when you got into that relationship. Tell everybody who you were before that relationship. What did you do? Who was Carol?
I was an RN, loved my job, loved working with people, devoted to my church. I would go on missionary trips. I tried to help people, involved in my family, my son's life, my granddaughter's life. And when I got in that relationship, all that ended. He isolated me completely in Minnesota.
What did you lose?
I lost my family. Yeah.
Your job?
My job, lost my job. It got me fired twice from jobs. Lost my identity, the ability to communicate. Lost everything, actually. I walked away with nothing.
Well, I for one am glad that you came here. I was glad that we were able to get to know you and become part of your journey to healing and being you. Now you have a home that you're stable in.
Yeah.
You have a job that you
Job.
love. You're going to Alaska.
Yes.
You've saved money. You're going to Alaska. I know that the growth that I've seen in you since you've come here is you found yourself. You became part of a community of the larger whole. And here in Madison County, you got a job. You saved money for a car. Now you've saved money for a cruise. I'm a little like I want to sneak off to Alaska with you.
Yeah.
But we're really, really proud of you.
Well, thank
really
you.
proud of you.
Thank you guys so much for helping me.
We're happy to. You put in the hard work. We were able to be a support, but you put in the hard work, and we're really proud of you.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys so much. This is still home to me.
It'll always be your home. You're still our family.
Yeah, sometimes I think I just need to go by there, and then life gets busy. And
Oh, sure. But see, I'm glad life gets busy. I'm glad that you have a life to get busy.
Yeah.
You know, because we know that some people don't. Some people lose their lives before they ever get to heal. You know, that's scary.
Yeah.
And you didn't. You have a life, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Well,
So,
thank you.
Thank you for doing this video today.
You're welcome.